2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Rams go nickel here defensively on third.
Hey, we got 3 down.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
On is the punter, King, to send it away. He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Able to spin free. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
17, got it.
Hurry up, here we go.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
4 down. Check.
Watch him now, Barney.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side, and that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for L.A. 44 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back.
No,
when it's one-on-one
check.
and the ball's in the air like that.
Detroit! Over!
Now good. Hand off left. Then he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Got 3. Watch 30.
Play action, no throw. They'll buy some time right. Throw across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mikel Roby-Coleman. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
All right, here we go.
Now play fake here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Second down a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll look to throw now on first down. This is caught. And he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try and run it in with Janovich, the fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go now.
He's going to get it running right. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. And there you go. Nothing with a 2-point lead. Keep your assignments. Try to run it in. They get it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time.
Here we go now.
And they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They'll look to throw. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very solid gain of 27. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check, check.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
And on the ground they go with the running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now back to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep
Gun,
passes.
gun!
An incomplete
Gun,
pass
gun!
on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
3 down, 3 down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man is Switzer complete. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. So they'll hold on to it inside the 10-yard line.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out. Contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining in it.
Able to find Shaheen here. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Set up a throw. He completes it to Julio Jones. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. First catch so far for Julio. He's got a first down.
Play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And pressure gets to him again. Shane Ray in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Leopard! Leopard!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking downfield for Jones. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good The guys who just gave up that play.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Now they'll throw here. Out of the gun. They'll get this one to Switzer. Room past the 20. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. A big play there on the catch and run. 42 yards.
Trying to defend a drag route is really tough because you don't want to jump a route that's shorter or underneath as the drag route is too quickly, because oftentimes they want to run that route and then hit over the top of you for bigger yardage. So if you can chip off the timing of the receiver off the line of scrimmage so he can't actually get into the route, that's the best way to defend it. But there was no possibility of that on that play. End
All right, here we go.
Receiver won in a big way.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. To the flat, that's complete to his running back. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Here we go now.
They'll set up to throw. The hitter here is complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll try and pick it up by running the action to the right. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try to force something that will put your team in some jeopardy?
He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now. Out of the gun. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Rams on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Looking to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
Here we go now.
Watch that leverage on this drive. Now a handoff to the right. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys!
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Broncos on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
Set! 3-19!
They'll run it now. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here's Marquette King now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game's kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Throw number 1 for the backup QB. He sets the fire deep. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Murray. And this is incomplete. Adam Shaheen was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
It's been my observation. There's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. No. Off.
Flex round.
On 3rd down, Murray. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
On first down, Murray. That's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Operating from the gun. Murray. Complete. That's Woods. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. This quarterback now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. He'll look to throw. Shaheen, the tight end, on the right side. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
He's going to keep it. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. They'll throw that on the final play. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And the kick by Butker is good. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there.
All right, here we go.
Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
We got 3, fellas.
Hot!
Back to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for the tight. And Adam Shaheen that time. And it's 3rd down. tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for L.A. They'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Fielded at the 20. Well, it wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it.
They'll look to throw here. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
All right, here we go.
2nd down, there's an option right. And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Check 26. Check.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half. Incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find it.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Throwing on 1st down. Murray. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. On 1st and 10, Murray. And his pass, incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just 1 big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're 1 big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Throwing again. Murray. And they'll be hit from behind and taken down.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses, and imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Here we go!
Throwing it on 3rd and long. Murray. He's going to go down again. Shane Ray in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Taken from just outside the 30. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So the Broncos coming out now. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of.
Let's go!
They've got to feel good about that. And they've got to make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Well, now we'll see if that puts 6 on the board. We'll see. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go now!
They go play action here on 1st down. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
He'll drop to throw. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now let's go! Green 39!
They'll run him now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
But they go end around. Here's Trevor. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
Set! Green!
They'll look to throw. Flushed out. They will not make it back to the line of scrimmage, comeback of the year. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe it'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Play action. Murray. It's Woods. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
Here's Murray. Flush to his right. And this is incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Come on, let's go! White 90! White 90!
Back to the air on 2nd down. Murray. Escaping the pressure right. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Murray, the quick slant caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And that'll get them to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal.
Ohio! Ohio!
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. And this this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Set! Blue landing!
Now this time he'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 7 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Three down.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Gun! 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 Hot!
They'll drop the throw. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. And now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. And they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
Going down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Four down.
Ohio! Ohio!
To throw on 2nd down. Murray, the left side completion to Jones. Gets through and now an opening. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll try to hand off right with Gurley. And some room to move. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
You got 4.
Right back to him on first down. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Watch 17, watch 17. Check.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray over the middle. The tight end Shaheen with it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
They'll run it now. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Ohio! Ohio!
Undercrush, undercrush.
Ohio! Ohio!
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Now that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Everyone got 4 down. Check 15, check 15.
Ohio! Ohio!
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Get you back to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd
Flex
down.
round! Flex round!
He's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And Butker able to put this one through. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And Denver getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they put his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey. Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 43 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Armstead in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Strong right.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw. And Sutton hauls it over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
Now let's go.
They'll run it now. Here we go. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation,
All right, now,
should
lucky
be in no
56.
hurry
Lucky
to run a play
56.
really fast. Let the clock wind down.
He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go into this situation, having to go downfield, limited time. You got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up defensively.
And it's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Nice pick, nice pick.
Here we go now.
Now they try to run us out here.
Watch the road, watch the road.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys
I'm a little
skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Broncos, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Rams, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.